Every morning, millions of students walk through heavy iron gates with a simple expectation. Once they cross that threshold, they are in a protected space. Educators built this protection using things we can see and touch: chain link fences, locked side doors, crossing guards, and visitor sign-in sheets. The entire logic of this system relies on spatial isolation. If you physically separate students from the outside world, you can keep threats outside the walls. For decades, this physical fortress model worked. Safety was entirely dependent on controlling who walked in and out of the building. Look at that blueprint today. As smartphones and internet access enter the picture, the physical wireframe dissolves. The perimeter disappears. The modern classroom sprawls out into group chats, digital platforms, and massive social networks. We've successfully expanded the opportunities for students to learn and connect across the globe. But our safety protocols are still heavily focused on the physical campus. Out in this boundaryless space, students encounter a completely different set of risks. Cyberbullying, coordinated misinformation campaigns, privacy breaches, and targeted digital harassment operate freely across these networks. We are sending modern students out into an unprotected digital wilderness, while our educational system is still standing guard at the physical gates. Threats no longer have to walk through the front door. They bypass physical security entirely, arriving silently through a glowing screen directly into their hands. A student can be sitting in a perfectly secure classroom, surrounded by teachers, and still have their confidence dismantled by a single targeted post online. Multiply that by hundreds of students. A threatening message dropped into a large group chat at night can easily generate an atmosphere of physical fear across an entire campus by the next morning. When these digital warning signs go unnoticed by adults, the anxiety and hostility incubate. Eventually, they escalate into very real behavioral and safety crises within the school building itself. The line between the digital world and the physical classroom is gone. A student's physical sense of safety is now permanently dictated by their digital well-being. When faced with this reality, the instinct for many institutions is to buy more software. They install strict firewalls, mandate complex passwords, or attempt outright device bans. But those tools are designed to block malware, not malice. Cybersecurity software cannot govern peer pressure, stop emotional manipulation, or teach a teenager how to process a hurtful rumor. To protect students online, we have to build a human firewall. We have to shift our focus from installing software updates to fostering human collaboration. This human solution requires adults who can spot the early behavioral shifts of a student in distress. It requires communities that model responsible digital citizenship, teaching students how to navigate conflicts online before they escalate. Digital threats target human emotions, so our most effective safety net relies on human awareness and consistent community intervention. Imagine this structured hub is a school with perfect digital protocols. It looks secure, but doesn't exist in isolation. Millions of overlapping, unprotected networks surround it. Toxicity and harmful content from neighboring communities easily penetrate the localized network's defenses. You cannot secure a single room if the entire house is open to the elements. Mitigating digital violence requires a systemic, coordinated defense strategy, rather than fragmented local efforts. We are facing an interconnected threat environment that demands an equally interconnected, unified defense system. This map visualizes the alternative: a national network. When we take those individual safe digital schools and link them together across the Philippines, we form a robust, unified front against online threats. Scaling this culture of digital safety nationwide fortifies the entire education system, protecting millions of learners under a shared standard of resilience. Achieving this level of resilience is a whole-of-society effort. It requires active participation from students, dedicated parents and teachers, and committed national leaders working on the exact same page. True digital safety begins with community action and the understanding that protecting our students is a shared responsibility.